Hey everyone, this is Josh Hayward and welcome to day 2 of the Guinness Project. The Guinness Project is a small series I'm doing where I'm just cracking open a variety of different beers that are made by Guinness. Yesterday we took a look at Guinness Draught, as the Irish would call it, and tonight we're going to be looking at a very different beer, kind of different for what you would expect from Guinness. This is actually the Guinness Blonde American Lager. This is a very interesting beer. It's actually a few years old. I think it goes back to 2014. But it was one of the collaboration brews brewed by Guinness, the guys actually in Dublin, and La Trobe Brewery in Pennsylvania. And it was kind of a collaboration to use the Guinness strain of yeast and some European brewing techniques and bring together some great American hops and malt to come up with this great pale lager. So a very different kind of beer. This was billed in one of their beers in the Discovery series. I can't say that I remember exactly what was in that series, but this was one of the beers and is still produced today. So like I said, a little bit different take from the traditional Irish stout that you're familiar with. So let's get into this. I'm really excited to try this one. I've never had this beer before. So this is completely blind. I've never smelled the beer, never tasted the beer, just bought it and just now cracking it open. So it is beautiful, actually. Very crisp and clean beer there. Definitely kind of that lager type characteristic, just very crisp and clean, completely transparent. It's I'd say a golden amber color there. Maybe a little more yellow as you get towards the bottom of the glass, but just a very pretty beer there. You can see those bubbles of CO2 kind of rise to the top of that beer. Very inviting. There's a little bit of a white head on here. Not a whole, well, a little bit, but just looks like a great lager beer. I'm very intrigued. Just never had this beer before and can't wait to see what we've got. So let's see what we got on the nose. Oh, wow. It's great. It smells wonderful. Lots of stuff going on in the nose for sure. I'm getting hops in there. Just a beautiful burst of hops for sure. Maybe some citrus in there. Maybe even some floral. Some bready notes for sure. Kind of feel like I'm getting a little bit of an aroma from like a lager type yeast. Hard to say though. Maybe that's my nose just kind of playing tricks on me, knowing that it's a lager beer. But it smells great. Just from the aromas, I'm very excited to taste this one and to see what we've got. But definitely some hops coming through in there, and definitely some bready type notes. So let's see what we got. Cheers. Wow, that's interesting. It's very flavorful. Very flavorful. Um, American lager. I guess you could drop the big beer guys in that batch. They kind of bill a lot of their stuff as lagers. This is just loaded with flavor. I I'm trying to think of maybe a beer that someone may have had a good bit of. Think of like a more flavorful, just a brighter, more refreshing Yingling in a way. So take like the traditional kind of Yingling lager and beef it up with some malt and some spice and more flavor, and you've got this, and it's incredible. There's like a biscuity type backbone as far as the malt goes. Also, like your grandma's cooked a load of biscuits or whatever, and you just bite into one of those hot biscuits. That's what that's like. Just that biscuity type taste, toasted bread biscuit taste. That's kind of the malt backbone. Then you've got a great taste of great bitterness there on the backside of it, and with that bitterness comes some great floral notes, some great citrus notes from some of those hops. I heard that they used Mount Hood, Mosaic, and Willamette in this, so you can definitely get some of those in there. There's so much. It's just so refreshing on the back end, and there's and I can't get over it. I'm kind of somewhat surprised. I never had the blonde, as I've said 3 times already in this video, but just I'm kind of amazed I'm drinking a Guinness in a way, just because they've done a good job with this, and you can tell they've kind of brought aspects of kind of what they do best, and combined it with some American hops and malt, and I think they've done a great job with this. This one it's kind of medium, light to medium mouth feel, easy drinking for sure. Lots of good flavor in it. I can definitely keep coming back to it for sure. A little bit of dryness on the backside of it, not much though, but just great on flavor. A good mix of biscuity type malt with some great floral and citrus hops for sure. So, man, great American lager here. I love the take. I love the risk that Guinness took back in 2014 on the blonde American lager. I'd reach for it again for sure. Seemed to be a good beer to sip on while you're working at the grill or hanging out outside, or really just hanging out at the house, doing whatever, hanging with friends. Great beer. Cheers to Guinness. Cheers to the Guinness Project, and you guys have a great night. Take care.